the Indianapolis Colts play the Jacksonville Jaguars on Sunday, and we're going to talk about it. I made a lot of people mad with my last social media posts on the TikTok and my last podcast here, which I posted clips from, where I said that the Texans cheated. And I don't know if it was the Texans. It was obviously a bit of a joke, a little bit of a rage bait situation. But I do think that game was officiated absolutely terribly. The good news about that game is it's over. And we're about to talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars. Talk about Kentucky basketball, Kentucky football, and IU a little bit. I know, right? Crazy around here. And talk a little about the Pacers. But first,
we putting hot sauce on a pork chop sandwich. The plug said he getting shit in from Cali, so he paying shipping and handling. I talked to some people, they told me you probably could blow. You just need a little management. Boy, I don't give a fuck about the industry. I found a plug and get rich off of cannabis. I don't give a fuck about the...
So I'm figuring out what songs I can and cannot use on YouTube. I got my last one. I had to remove the song. I had it going in and take out that song. It was Pressure by MGK. But we'll see if that one gets flagged or not. If it does, I'm just going to stick with playing all Ryan Upchurch music, because even if I play one of his songs, it doesn't necessarily, even if it gets copyright, it doesn't get restricted at all. It's fine. So, I can play it all I want. Anyway, aside from all that, let's start by previewing Colts and Jaguars game. So, what does this game mean? Here's the thing with the Jaguars and Colts is, the Jacksonville curse. It's this thing that as a Colts fan, you know about it, where, we've lost for the last 10 years. The all-time record for the Colts versus Jaguars is 28-20 in favor of the Colts, actually. The Jaguars have a 10-game home winning streak against the Colts, with their last home loss to them occurring in 2014. So, we haven't won 10 years in Jacksonville. So it's time. It really is time. And I think this week could be the week that we beat it. Jonathan Taylor gets going. We're going to talk about it all. But first, what does this game mean? Well, my overall, just before we, again, like I just said, I feel like we can break the curse pretty easily here. And the thing with it is the curse is only a thing for the last 10 years. And luckily we've been on Earth a long time, and the NFL's been around a long time. So, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's been the only, we're winning in the overall grand scheme of things, But just to speak a little bit about my overall feelings about this team going into the game, you got to think about if there was a panic button on the table, where would your hand be? Was your hand in your pocket? Is your hand on the table? Is your hand on the panic button, ready to hit that thing? Where is your hand on the panic button? I heard this proposed the other day. I think it was on TikTok. And when it comes to that, last week, I'd say my hand was still in my pocket. Maybe I had gotten it out and sat it on my lap. But right now, my hand is on the table, ever so quickly inching to that urgent panic button. The warning flags are up, like I said. Honestly, if Colts lose this game, it will discourage me a bunch. We will lose division control. If the Texans beat the Chiefs, and then we lose, that is gonna be bad. What has been the main issues that's caused us to lose these last few games? We've lost 3 of 4, I believe it is. Yeah, 3 of 4 is correct. I honestly, I gotta be so real with you. The defense is on the field way, 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 way too much. The Chiefs sustain drives. The Texans sustain drives. These teams that just take their time walking it down the field. As far as, when it comes to the Rams and why am I forgetting the other team we lost to back then? Or no. Dang it. Who did we lose? The Chiefs? The Texans? Dang it. Why am I forgetting this? Steelers. That's who it was. Steelers just got lucky that day. But anyway, back to my point. Jesus, I spent way too much time on that. Back to my point here is our biggest problem has been we can't get off the field. Defense can't get off the field. They're always, and then the offense is only off the field. The offense has been doing very bad on first down, or first and third. I mean, all 3 downs. We've not been efficient at all. But here's the thing: is first down is most important, and the main reason is because we used to get 3-4 yards of first down, and here recently we've been getting like 1, 2. So now here it is 2nd and 9, and that's an incompletion. So now here it is 3rd and 9, and then we don't get that. That happened like big 5 series in a row last game. And the defense gets worn out by the 4th quarter. They're worn out. That's honestly what happened in the Chiefs game, if you ask me. Chiefs hold the ball, defense on the field too much. They're wore out. Boom. The Jags have a 6-18 record against the Colts on the road, and the Jaguars have a 10-game winning streak against the Colts in Jacksonville. And of course, this game will be played at Jacksonville. We both have the same record going in. This is a must-win game. The Colts head down to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. Both teams into the game at 8-4, tied atop the AFC South. A lot of people last week seemed to think that the Colts lost control or lost number 1 position in the AFC South. I wouldn't say that. The Jaguars currently hold the record in the AFC South via the tiebreaker. Their record amongst common opponents is 6-2, with the Colts as being 5-3. With just a handful of games left in the regular season, the winner of this matchup gains serious momentum toward the division crown and a likely favorable seeding in the AFC. Historically, this rivalry has seen ups and downs. The all-time series is dominated by us, the Colts, but home field advantage in Jacksonville has traditionally favored the Jaguars. At home, the Jaguars are 14-10 versus the Colts. So Sunday isn't just another game. It could reshape the entire AFC South race. And the problem is Shane Steichen's biggest struggle through his current tenure as the Indianapolis Colts head coach is he's 2-7 in division play. And that's a big mark on the resume of Shane Steichen. The biggest struggle been the last couple of weeks. I know I touched on it a second ago. But I think there's 3. Okay, there's 4 main points I'm going to bring up here. Offensive regression and lack of explosiveness is number 1. You know, after a very good start to the season, the Colts offense has really cooled off. In the first 8 games, they were routinely lighting up defenses. Since then, things have sputtered. In the last stretch, Indy hasn't scored 30 points in any of the last 3 games, something that was common earlier in the season, Big plays that used to come routinely are now rare. For instance, against the Houston Texans, they managed only a few Alec Pierce and Josh Downs big catches, and overall the offense looked kind of less than dynamic. Running game isn't working as well as it used to. Teams have figured it out a little bit. Teams had figured out that you got to stop Jonathan Taylor first, and then they got to figure it out from there. And unfortunately, we haven't been able to really figure it out from there. But Jonathan Taylor isn't our only weapon. Jonathan Taylor is a big part of it, and our offense does run through him essentially in the moment. That doesn't mean it has to last forever or anything. Things are subject to change. But I don't know if Shane Steichen is really so keen to go changing things up. Although I think if he realizes this shit ain't working, he will end up changing some things up eventually. I think the offensive line has been doing good, but I think the offensive line kind of let up a little bit last week. And, I mean, it's going to happen, but this week, he just needs some time. Like, Daniel Jones is a sitting duck right now in the pocket, which isn't good and isn't something I like, but it is the truth. He is just kind of hanging out there. He can't really move too much. Hopefully this week that changes. This injury does, in fact, get better week by week, so I'm really hoping that this week he can improve, and I think that's what will happen. So if he can do some more rollout stuff, hopefully he can do some more play action stuff. Because that's really where he thrived, and really why a lot of these situations kind of, went awry when he gets sacked. And it's really not good because our defense also lets up too much until we get to the red zone. Kind of brings me to my next topic is the defense. They have to do better on third down. They'll get these guys to third down and then convert all the time. That's what happened in all the losses. Third down is a problem and then fourth quarter, they get tired. I feel like they get worn out in the fourth quarter. Let me just stop for 1 second and think about this. The defense lets up on first, second down. And it comes to third down, and we let up again, and then we all the way until we get to the end or the red zone, and then in the red zone they start to act like a defense. That is not going to work versus people like the Chiefs versus people like the Texans because they exploit it, as you've seen. That defense, once that defense, which is well rested, their defense comes on the field and it's so good against our offense, who have been sitting on their ass for the last 30 minutes. It doesn't jive well. They end up doing better than us. We just go sit back on the bench. So it's a problem all around when we can't keep the opposing team's offense off the field. That's happened with the Texans. It's happened with the Chiefs. So even the Chiefs game, we dominated this thing through like the first 3 quarters. But then what do? We let up. We continue to let up these ridiculous first and second, as I talk about, and it all stacked together to where in the fourth quarter, it went bye-bye. I think Alec Pierce will have another good day, and I think that Josh Downs is going to have a good day too. I'm dropping those balls. If I've ever known anything about Josh Downs, that really messed with him. And that's not something he's proud of at all. I can guarantee that. A little thing I'm going to try to start doing here, I don't know about every week, but try to start doing it here, is bet of the week. I'll just kind of tell you about my bet of the week. So, for one, 54% of the bets are with Indy, 46 being with Jacksonville. The Colts favored actually by 1.5 points, which is kind of funny to me personally. So I had to pause that, started playing out of nowhere there. So anyway, I put, I bet the money line and for them to cover the spread. And then anytime touchdown scorer, Jonathan Taylor. And I'm going to go passing yards, Daniel Jones, over 250. That's what I'm going to bet on this week. And yeah, that's my bet of the week right now. Good chance of hitting, so let me just do one more bet here that I think is pretty good. So this one, Colts to win, just to win. Daniel Jones plus 230, Jonathan Taylor over 80 rushing yards, and Tyler Warren to score a touchdown. That might be a little more, sketchy, you might say. But Tyler Warren scoring a touchdown isn't impossible. We'll do a bet for that one too as well. Just place both those bets right here in front of you, by the way. I will be doing a bet on the whole entire NFL, but I'm not going to share that here because I don't want you taking my thoughts and things and using them, But the Colts bet I'll do. I got no problem with that. And then if I lead you the wrong way, then you're going to get mad at me. Just like a lot of those, man, I have never in my life, I've been putting shit on the internet for a very long time. And I have never in my life seen people so mad at me for a take than I was seeing all of these Texans fans. Look at these guys. They're so mad at me. Look at them. They're very upset. You can see their long comments about how mad they all are. And you know what? To any of you going to see this, You can get as mad as you want, come in as many times as you want. What's going to matter is after week 18, when y'all ain't winning the AFC South, when y'all losing in the AFC South, that's over now. And we win the AFC South. So, what then? What are you gonna have something to say then? Anyway, moving on past the Colts. The Pacers played yesterday. They lost 2 days ago, actually. I think it was to the Denver Nuggets. Was it 2 days ago? Yeah, it was on Wednesday. They are 4-18. That is terrible. They are doing absolutely awful. And I don't know really what else to say. They were injured for a while. They're getting some people back. Hallie's not back, so they're probably not going to win. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to tell you. I want to sit here and tell you about how bad they are, but it's not worth it. I'm going to be honest with you. They can't seem to get their offense going, except for some very rare times. It's nice when they do, but it's definitely not good at all. Like, I don't know what it is. It has to be Hallie gone, but I don't even know if you add Halliburton to this team at this point, what they would do. They don't look good. If you watch them play, they look like the Pacers of yesteryear, man. I hate to say it, but turning the ball over a bunch, the offensive flow is terrible. They're setting bad screens. Pascal's having to carry it. It's just him by himself out there trying to fight him and TJ McConnell. I mean, and TJ and people have they have good games here and there, but man, it's overall a pretty large tragedy. So move on from the Pacers here because it's just unfortunately not worth it. Kentucky football has just hired a new coach in Will Stein. I talked about this last week. I said, who are they going to hire? I named a couple of names, and this was one of the names I named. So Will Stein, being the former offensive coordinator of Oregon, our new head coach. I'm excited. I really hope he can take this program somewhere. Mark Stoops has been taking us small places. Again, I know a lot of you Kentucky football fans were satisfied with a little Citrus Bowl game, which was cool and nice to watch. But it's really not. We're an SEC team, y'all. SEC teams win championships. They go to championships. They go to playoffs. And that's the kind of mentality this guy has coming out of Oregon, and that's what we need to establish as well. Kentucky basketball. They lose, 2 nights ago by 3 points to UNC. They actually play tonight at 7 against Gonzaga, who is 7-1. We are number 18 currently at 8-3. They are number 11 currently at 7-1. So we play them tonight, and then we have another slam dunk versus NC Central on Tuesday. So we need to come out, and we're very close to a win on Tuesday. A lot of people who cover Kentucky basketball are out on Mark Pope. I seen this tweet. I just got to share this with you guys. Give me about 2 seconds to look this up. I gotta go to my page here. Follow me on Twitter at JD's Takes. He says right here, article from Barstool Sports, headline reads, Mark Pope and every player associated with Kentucky basketball aren't just failures this season, they're complete embarrassments to the program. And like this guy right here, Mark Pope's offense for 25 or 15 minutes straight. Listen, I just want to ask you all this. Can Mark Pope make shots? That for you, he can't. So, with Mark Pope not being able to physically go out on the court and make shots, he can only scheme them to be open. They're open, shooting. They're missing the shots. Now, does he got to rotate better? Yes. Has he been perfect? No. Should he be without any kind of fault? No. This is his basketball team. He 100% has not looked that great, and he'll say that right to your face. But Mark Pope can't physically make the shots. You understand this. He can just put them in position to do so. Going 1 of 13 from 3 is not Mark Pope's fault. He can't shoot baskets himself. All right, everyone? So talk about the shit he can control. The subbing, out of hand. Doesn't do a good job of it at all. Doesn't, because we've had a lot of our key, players injured. Looks like Jaden Clayton's might actually be coming. So we play, like I said, man, why did I forget this? We play Gonzaga tonight. Hopefully, if that's at 7 o'clock, hopefully we can get the win there, and hopefully that'll shut up some of these critics, because I do get really tired of hearing these people just act like Kentucky basketball and Mark Pope was a terrible idea. It's like, we went to Sweet 16 last year, all right? Only 15 other teams can say that. I understand we're Kentucky and we want national championships. I get it. I understand it. I respect and get the win. Kentucky basketball will be all back together, and all will be good. But that's it for this one. Tune into my live Sunday morning on TikTok. Me and my buddy Kyle will be having a live pre-game show for the Indianapolis Colts game on Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Come there, and we'll see you guys there. Thank you guys so much for listening.